What's up, guys? Welcome back to FrugalBC. The show that brings is the no nonsense crypto show. We bring you all these news that's fit to report here on the FrugalBC YouTube channel, covering Algorand, HBAR, Gala games, a variety of other coins as they come up. We've talked about Sui Network in the past, Polygon, all that stuff, but the concept with the channel here is we are bringing you the no nonsense in crypto. I do the experiment. I have an Algorand DeFi experiment series running right now. We have added Hedera to that as well. So keep tuned into that. That will be coming now once a month instead of once a week. So keep an eye out on that. We got a great show today. And here's what we are talking about. Leading off at the top of the hour, we're going to talk about Zach XBT's, friend of the channel, Zach XBT's investigation into two influencers that actively participated in pump and dump schemes, claiming that they did not, but evidence shows otherwise. So we're going to dig into that. We're going to dig into BitBoy Crypto losing his channel. I'm not going to spend a whole ton of time on that because I think that's been covered to death. We're going to touch on some of the highlights there, as well as an Algorand platform named Dairydex facing pressure from a federal agency. If you haven't heard of Dairydex, you would not be alone. I did not hear of it either, but it is an Algorand-based derivatives market. I believe it's not launched yet, but it's still in development, in fact. So really interesting that they're facing that federal pressure. C3 and how it could be a game changer for Algorand after it just hit a huge testnet number. So we'll talk on that. I've got kind of a roundup of other bullish Algorand news. We learned that Humble is now fully open source. Lofty AI just launching its first Airbnb property. Algorand Foundation, Borderless Capital, and other investment groups investing in Para to grow the ecosystem. And then one additional thing on that roundup, Mixed Feelings, Algorand naming service announced it's going to be shutting down. And that's all the stuff we're going to talk about. Oh, and we are going to dig into the Gala Games lawsuits. We had the two co-founders of Gala Games are suing each other. One of them is alleging the other stole $130 million in funds, spending them on all kinds of lavish stuff. Meanwhile, Earn on Townstar has still not returned. I'm just going to put that out there. So we got a lot to dig into today. And I want to start off by thanking my sponsors. And those are window. Those include non-fungible domains, popping that up. And at some point, I'm going to figure out how to put these logos up there. I think I have to. Can I do it as an overlay? Oh, that's something else. Oh, interesting. Okay, we'll figure that out. We'll figure that out at some point. I think we can make it into an overlay. But we are sponsored by Non-Fungible Domains. You can check out the link in the description. They're the ones that do that cool Algorand, .algo naming address afterwards, which you can do. You can have your wallet have a .algo address. Makes it a lot easier to send to people, to have them send you money, or to sign up for things. Just makes it a whole lot easier. So that's Non-Fungible Domains. And one moment here. Yeah, we're gonna get this. We're gonna get this a little more streamlined. Oh, if I just do that, will it work? Now I can open it. Also, we are brought to you by, and I promise this is going to get more smooth in the future. We are brought to you by Taco Coin, and appreciate you, Taco Coin. Thanks for being a channel sponsor. There's an actual Taco Coin that's supporting a taco truck in Iowa. Really, really cool. Very cool creation. And you can actually, if you have the Taco Coin on your Algorand wallet, you can pay for tacos with your Taco Coin and you get a 20% discount. That is in Iowa. Dora's Taco Truck. Look it up and check out the link below. You can learn all about that. So thanks so much to you guys for sponsoring the channel, as well as really appreciate people hitting the like button. If you want to show your support for the channel, feel free to hit that like button. Like I say, you don't have to smash it. You can just press it gently. It just lets you know we're here and help spread the word about Algorand and other crypto to the broader audience. So I very much appreciate people doing that. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, I appreciate you all subscribing to show your support and help grow our channel. And so you can see all these videos and maybe share them with your friends even. So we got that going on. Got some likes. Todd Schultz is here. He says, "They ever talked about algo being used by an Israeli exchange for accredited investors?" I have not talked about that. I'll have to look into that at some point. Thank you, Todd. And Everyday Algonaut says, "Hello, how are you doing, Everyday Algonaut? Welcome to the show." Looking like this is a good time to do the show. We're getting some viewers in. I like to see that. And by the way, super chats, if you want to really support the channel, that is a way to support us as well. And I will always read super chats first. At this stage, we pretty much read everybody's comments anyway. Fair enough. So it's more about whether you actually want to support us or not. But they are appreciated. And someday I imagine the channel will grow to the point where maybe I won't be able to get to everybody. But anyway, let's get into the markets. Spoiler alert, bad news for Algorand. Bad news for everybody, though, but Algorand is below 9 cents. We will get to that. But let's talk about, we're on 35. I actually expected it to be worse on that fear and greed index. I expect that fear and greed index will go below 35. We'll be in red soon. As Bitcoin falls, Ethereum falls, market has been falling over the last 7 days, and particularly in the last 24 hours, falling quite a bit. Bitcoin down around 25,000. I remember we were up around 30,000 not too long ago. Ethereum at 1,500. That was at 1,800. Yeah, it's a pretty familiar pattern. We've seen Solana drop a little more. Toncoin actually dropping quite a bit. I don't really see anybody bucking the trend. Everybody's down, except Stellar Lumens is actually up a bit. Looks like it followed the same dip, but it was already up. Same with Unised Leo. It was really pumping up compared to everything else, and then just fell kind of back to where it was in the beginning of the week. But for the most part, you're kind of seeing the same pattern as we typically do. Just kind of that big fall off in the last 24 to 48 hours. Hedera down to 4.6 cents. That's not great. But, it's no different than pretty much everything else right now. Everything's kind of in that 4 to 8, 9% range down. Including Near Protocol is actually only down 1.3%. It's at $1.12, and it had been $1.13 not that long ago. You can see that it's not really down all that much. Kind of holding steady, down a little bit compared to something like Arbitrum that's down like 14%. That's one of our big ones. But a little scary. There's Algorand at 47. Starting to become in danger. I mean, it's not that far, really not that far off from losing the top 50. We're talking another 100 million in market cap, and these things change a lot. So a few pumps down below them, and we could see Algorand possibly out of the top 50. It's just not that far, but it's also not that far from regaining like 45, 44, even 43. So really in kind of any coin's territory, I guess you could say. Very, very interesting. Let's look at the ASAs. Let's see what we got going on here. Trying to stealthily drink my water. Yeah, Algorand down 4.4%, just below that 9 cents barrier. A lot of people were saying, will 9 cents be support? It is not. I don't really believe in technical analysis anyway, but a lot of ASAs are pretty much down across the board. When I go by the weekly chart, Vestige is up. The coin of the platform we're reading right now is up. Coop down Gora down, Opulus down, DeFi token down, chips down, everything's down, Dharma Network down, Voltcoin is way up. Not so much for Akita Inu. It's a weird flat curve. That's a weird. These. What's interesting about the ASAs is they don't follow the rest of crypto. They're just sort of all over the place. Gomint kind of mostly recovered after a weekly dip. Very interesting. And if we look at the biggest gainers, Bank, interestingly enough, probably on the news that AlgoFi would go open source. Coop has been down for a while. A lot of people are very concerned about Coop. By the way, you notice you don't see PayPay up here. We're going to talk about that for a little bit. I'm going to take a little sidestep. So you had all these big, and all the excitement was happening. We had it go pumping, and then now it's starting to fall off again. But that is not as big a deal as. Remember when everyone was talking about PayPay? That is PayPay right now, and that is probably going to be PayPay for a while. There's some allegations that the coin is being dumped pretty heavily. I think the pump and dump scheme is in now, and I hope you got out. I was in PayPay for a very short amount of time. I made a little bit of money and said, "Yep, good." I just bought in a little bit just to see, like, okay, if this thing pumps up, I'll cash out and take some wins, and if it doesn't, whatever. Well, it pumped up a little bit. I took my profit, and now it's doing that. But I did earn some PayPay from Fractal Monsters, and that's sitting on a Tiny Man farming pool, and I'm sure it's worth next to nothing right now. So that's the story on PayPay, and it just doesn't look good. I just stop messing around with these meme coins, guys. Or if you do, just understanding that it is messing around. These are not like really real investments. They're just you're rolling the dice with these things. And I'm going to say it till I'm blue in the face because no one listens to me. Yeah, Everyday Algonaut. I think I said it was up, didn't I? Oh no, I didn't. What did the chart say? Oh, I guess no. I said it was up. See. Oh, I see. I guess I see what you're saying, maybe, but I'm just gonna go off the charts because that's what I got. You know what I mean? But it looks like it's up, so yeah. If it's showing on US, well, oh, is it because it's showing the algo price? Yeah. Well, I wish they wouldn't do that. I think we care about the USD price, not the algo price, because the algo price fluctuates too much. This is one of my problems with Vestige in general. It's like it's like you got to choose if you're going to do an Algorand, then you got to do everything in Algorand. But then the Algorand metric is kind of pointless too, and we want to see how ASAs are doing compared to Algorand. So it doesn't make sense to put the prices in Algorand. So yeah, and they list the prices in US dollars. So it's like you gotta pick a metric, guys. Vestige, you gotta pick a metric. Anyway, all I can do is I can read off the chart. I don't know what else you want me to do. If the chart, maybe I need a better chart. Is there a better one than Vestige? Maybe I can do that. And click the top to show prices in algo. You can see that up down percentage does not change. Yeah, I'll play around with that a little bit, I guess. Let's go to. Oh, I'm totally drawing a blank. What's my chain? Yeah, chain trail. Is this the one I want? Actually, I want to go to the leaderboard. Okay, so the leaderboard, these are Algorand dApps. Planet Watch took first place, followed by Fractal Monsters, the game, followed then by Travel X, which is an NFT They say NFT marketplace, but it is a specifically NFTs for airlines minting airline tickets on NFTs. Followed that's the top three, followed by Applied Blockchain, the Folksfeed Oracle, the AlgoFi Oracle, Arbitrage Bot in 7, Hisab Pay in 8, Folks Finance in ninth, and X-Backed in 10th. Is that Siren coming through? All right. So I always think this is interesting because I just think it's interesting to see what people are doing, what apps are getting the most usage, because I think they're providing a really, oh, why did that go away? They're providing a really valuable service. For some reason, the data just disappeared. By the way, they do have, I don't have any relationship with them, but they do have a pro membership for only $250 a month. I might actually get that at some point. But yeah, it's kind of cool to support. I like that they're just selling something. It's a straight up fee. I like that. All right, should we start with first? I guess I can read comments. Johnny Echo says this algo price is so delicious. I feel like selling everything else I have for it, but then I wouldn't be diversified. How do you feel about algo's future? First off, yeah, diversify. Don't not diversify. Like, it might seem tempting, but you never know. Someone else asked me this earlier in the week, like what I felt about algo, and I'm like, well, from what I've seen, its price action is not as good as the other coins. It'll probably move in the bull run because just about everything moves. I don't know that it will move as much as everything else will, as a lot of the bigger coins will. So I really think the strategy I use is I buy a whole bunch of stuff in the bear market when things are at their worst. When everybody's like, "Oh, crypto's done," that's usually a good sign that it's time to start buying. That's the sign I usually take. And right now, we're definitely in that territory. Our fear meter is at like 35. I'm actually surprised it's not worse, to be honest. And it's a good buying price. It's a good buying price for a lot of coins. And if you think we're going to have the same bull run that we've had in the past, and I don't see any reason why not, but you never know. Actually, I should say that there is some signs that our last bull run was truncated. So perhaps something like that will happen this time. I don't know. It's also the longest bear market we've had. If you look at the charts, we're actually, God, how long was it? Quite a few days over the longest one. I think the longest one was 300 some days, and we're on like 400 or something like that. It's the longest one we've had so far in crypto history, which is not that long, 2009. So what's going to happen? You know, I'm placing my bets that the bull run is going to happen the way it always has. And I say always, again, going back to 2009. This is what happened to me in 2017, and what was it, 2021? Can't remember when the other end of 2020, something like that, was the last one. So, you might be waiting a little while. You'll have like a mini bull and then a huge bull, and if it follows the same pattern, but there's no guarantee. There's never a guarantee. So this is also why I tell people, yeah, you should probably have like boring old index funds that are just slowly but steadily making you gains in the background while you play around with this crypto stuff. Okay. I love crypto, but it's volatile, it's dangerous, and it's untested. It's volatile and it's untested. Let me put it that way. And because of that, you should hedge your bets and be in something safe. You can also, like, cash accounts are paying like almost 5%. I'm earning almost 5% on my Wealthfront account just sitting in cash. That's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. And in a bear market, that's not a bad thing. Hey, what's going on, Pat Hardery? Good to have you on the channel. Everyday Algorand says, I diversify in the vote coin token. It's hedged between Algo, USD, BCD. It's the arbitrage token with low LP fees, incentivized with APY return, and in real life project behind it. Okay. I would also diversify outside of crypto in general, but that's just me. All right, so you may or may not have heard of DairyDex because I had not heard of DairyDex, but it is an Algorand-based derivatives market, and unfortunately, the first way that I heard about it is that it's facing federal pressure along with a number of other DeFi protocols before it's even launched. That's right. They have been tagged in an enforcement sweep with these other projects. And what's interesting is that DairyDex is still in development, so it's not even out yet, I'm pretty sure. Now their Twitter account is entirely locked down, by the way. So I'm not like if they have it, but it's like if you're not mutually following each other, I think you can't see it. We'll take a look at that. Then I want to get onto this Zach XBT things. I think that's really important. Let's see if that's that one. So I first came across this. Here's the this is from stack.algo. Thanks for the info, Stack. He says, here's the CFTC's findings against DairyDex headquarters built on Algo. DairyDex is a Delaware corporation with its place of businesses in North Carolina. They were fined $100,000 for facilitating $1.65 million in perpetual contracts after collecting after collecting less than $100 in fees on those trades. That is wild. Goes on to say DairyDex developed, deployed, and maintained a blockchain-based digital asset trading platform marketed as a decentralized on-chain derivatives platform. Yeah, well, it's a decentralized. It's on the blockchain, right? Smart contracts on the Algorand blockchain function as a blockchain-based digital assets trading platform. The DairyDex protocol was accessible to retail and institutional users in the United States and abroad through their website and through direct interaction with the smart contracts that constituted the DairyDex protocol. Respondent did not take any steps to exclude U.S. persons. Yeah, this is a reason why a lot of these companies don't operate within the US, because the US just has zero clarity on its crypto rules. It's horrible. Everybody's been asking for it and they just won't fix it. I don't understand it. Oh, I have to download it. I don't want to download it. So here's the whole story, okay? Here's what's going on here. Because they also went at the CFTC, also went after Open, spelled with a Y, other DeFi operations. Okay, let me scroll down here. Okay, Commodity Futures Trading Commission, in case you're wondering what CFTC stands for, has charged 3 decentralized finance operations, Open, 0x, which operates on OX, and DairyDex, which operates on Algorand, with offering illegal derivatives trading. According to a Thursday statement from the agency, the 3 firms face a number of accusations based on their use of blockchain-based protocols and smart contracts to function as trading platforms. According to the CFTC, the U.S. derivatives regulator is ordering Open, 0x, and DairyDex to cease those violations and pay penalties of $250,000, $200,000, and $100,000 respectively. Yeah, and like we said, DairyDex received a $100,000 fine. And how much did they make off of that again? They made about $100 in fees. So they got 100,000. That's the opposite of what you would want in an investment. Somewhere along the way, DeFi operators got the idea that unlawful transactions become lawful when facilitated by smart contracts, said CFTC Director of Enforcement Ian McGinley. They do not. But the CFTC may have been especially familiar with OX because it hired an acting director of Lab CFTC from OX Labs. That's kind of weird, right? I'd feel, man, can you imagine like this federal agency hires one of your hires your acting director at one point, and then I'm sorry, that's hiring someone from your lab to be the acting director of lab CFTC. Oh, geez. He's now the head of policy in North America for chain analysis. Interesting. They go on to talk about some of these other ones. According to this, like CoinDesk couldn't locate a representative for DairyDex. That's interesting, isn't it? But it makes sense because if we go back to here, here's DairyDex's account, and you can see it's locked down. You can't see it unless you are an approved follower of DairyDex, and I am not an approved follower. That's probably why I haven't heard of them, because they're locked down. Now, I don't know if they did that in response to the enforcement action. They know that they're being watched, so they took it off of there. But I had not heard of DairyDex at all. I knew nothing about them, have not heard of them until this thing happened, and there they are. So interesting. So I don't know if I'm sure it's probably happened, but I don't know if another platform on the Algorand blockchain has received that kind of pressure from a federal agency. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I think a lot of them operate outside of the US. I met a lot of, not all of them though, but a lot of the people I met were from other countries were not from the US when I visited Decipher last year. By the way, that is in March of next year in Barcelona. FrugalBC will not be in attendance. I only went last year because I had a sponsor. Sponsor was not the Algorand Foundation, by the way, as I saw alleged online. There was some allegations a while back that, and maybe this is me Streisand affecting myself, but some people said that the foundation paid for us to go. They did not. I did not get a dime from the foundation, nor did I ask for a dime from the foundation, and there's a very good reason. I will not take any money from the foundation because I need to be able to report on this stuff honestly. I am very, very careful about the sponsorships that I accept on the channel, and we're going to see why in a minute here. We're going to see why you have to be very careful, because people like this give influencers a bad name. They give people who are on YouTube a bad name, and we're going to talk about this investigation from Zach XBT in a second. Let's see what Everyday says. Everyday says, I'm sure they had some other costs. Well, yeah, of course. I don't know why would you even bother to say that. Johnny Echo says, why don't you ever talk about XRP, XLM, XTC? I like that you don't. That's why I follow you, but I'm just curious for reasons. I follow you for HBAR and Algo. That's fair. I don't know. What is there to... The thing is, I don't know what there is to talk about with XRP. Like, I follow some XRP news, and other than the lawsuit, like, I don't know what else there is to talk about. Like, I never see XRP people saying, hey, here's this great new project on XRP, or here's this great new partnership. It's just to the moon comments. And so I hold a little bit of it. It's part of my portfolio, but I just don't think it's worth talking about. Okay, and Dustin says, great content. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. I don't know if you saw the shout out for Taco Coin earlier, but we definitely gave it one. And just get a spot of water here. And just a reminder, if you haven't already, if you're watching and you haven't hit the like button, I'd really love it if you do so. Thanks to everyone who's hit it so far. Let's try to get up to 15 today. I think that's fair. And if you're not a subscriber, I'd love it if you would hit the subscribe button. And the reason why is because you get news like this here. We are talking about Zach XBT's investigation of two influencers that he's accusing of doing a pump and dump scheme on these new cryptos, actively asking for this and then dumping on it without actually kind of screwing over the crypto founders too. So they weren't necessarily in on it. Very interesting breakdown. Let's just dive into this. And by the way, this is why I am very careful about who I select. I've been working with NFD for a long time before I put them on the channel. Okay, Zach XBT says part one of a breakdown into how Trader NJ, this is Trader NJ, he has a YouTube channel. That channel is down right now, by the way. We'll show that in a minute. And Petabyte Capital, who says he's a crypto connoisseur and investor. And the breakdown is how those two have deceived multiple projects by leveraging the names of other influencers to obtain free tokens from CBOT and BabyShib to dump on followers undisclosed. And I want to say before I start this that I get sponsorship requests at least 2 a week, and they're always like some scam project, some thing that's gonna be launching, or is basically like a website and a promise. I'm just not interested in any of it. Like, I want to know. I've had ones too that are a little more legit that I've actually taken calls for, but at the end of the day, it's like I just don't see what they bring to the table, and I haven't been comfortable with it. So the two that I am currently sponsoring the channel, I am comfortable with. All right, but anyway, enough about me. So this is PETA in New Jersey talking with BabyShib. PETA says he lists all these people, all these other influencers. It says, all in all, we could potentially have reached up to 2.67 million organic followers. And many of these guys are our personal friends in real life, can ensure that they'd be willing to get on board on our say-so. That's a pretty big, if you probably should never talk about someone else's willingness to do something as something that you're able to ensure, because people are people and you never know what they're going to say. You might think you do, but you never know. So that would be red flag number one to me. These are the best value names in terms of people that have altcoin targeted or mainstream related audiences. For this kind of deal, it would be roughly 5 to 6% of supply for what it's worth. Unless you're willing to bring the list of names down, it's typically 0.5 to 1% each is roughly industry standard. Well, I don't know about that. That's never been any of my deals. I just take money in US dollars or the crypto equivalent. Actually, usually Algorand or USDC. Algorand, I'll take it in my wallet. So I don't know. I don't know about that. And then Companion Bot, CBot, said, hey, did you pay some influencers some tokens? This is Companion Bot, I believe, to Shib, the BabyShib. He says, did you pay some influencers some tokens that ended up dumping? It looks like Trader NJ and others dumped on everyone. He says, yeah, we sent 8% supply total to NJ, Pete, SC, and others. And yep, they did dump most of the supply. Almost all, like 1 to 2% is left. Whoops. That's not good. Recently, this audio clip of Trader NJ surfaced asking for a percentage of CBOT token supply to shill with PETA, and others saying that they will make tweets saying a project is the next 10x to 20x. There's another thing you just don't hear from me.
Properly in.
So hold on.
So now it's time to get the rest of the team onboarded, all right? Now, what we're going to need to do is I'm going to need an additional 2%, okay? We're going to get PETA properly in, and we're going to try and onboard SC and XO today, all right? Now, I'm not going to be able to get SC and XO to tweet now. They won't be able to. Maybe at 2 million market cap or something, we can say, look, we picked up a bag of this. This could be the next sort of 10, 20x. Do you know what I mean? But until then, let's get them onboarded. We're going to see if we can onboard Wizard as well. That's going to cost a little bit as well. I know you mentioned that you only have 1.5% of the supply, but would you be able to acquire more?
So that's interesting. Example 1, Baby Shib. In Telegram messages provided by the Baby Shib team, it shows a conversation with PETA NJ discussing marketing for 3.5% of the supply. They even claim to have no intentions of selling anything anytime soon. NJ and PETA provide both wallets to receive tokens. I don't think we need, you get the idea. You can read that. On August 25th, PETA and NJ began receiving Baby Shib as compensation and began heavily shilling on Twitter, shortly hyping it up. On August 30th, they began unloading all the tokens, selling $115,000 worth over the next few days, even though it is a low cap, which is not what they said. Remember, they said they were going to get it to a big cap before they sell. They did not do that. They currently do not appear to hold Baby Shib. What happened to not selling anytime soon? Oops. Yeah, it's just horrible, isn't it? PETA claims I don't do paid promotion and never have. Yet these Telegram messages and Baby Shib received as compensation says otherwise. Oops. So PETA says there's nothing to disclose if I bought my bags on the open market. But that's not what the deal was. I don't do paid promotion and never has. PETA is a real success story, believe it or not. In this message received from the Baby Shib team, they outlined how NJ and PETA had not followed the original deal as they did not onboard SZ or XO to market the project, did not make YouTube videos, and we can't check that because the YouTube channel is down, and sold almost immediately after. So they basically said that they were going to do all this marketing for Baby Shib and for CBOT. Instead, they just took the money, made a couple tweets, saw it pump up, sold, took the profit, and so far lived happily ever after, but who knows? That was Baby Shib. And then now example C2 is CBOT. And by the way, these are all coins you probably shouldn't be messing with because generally speaking, just like Pepe, you are exit liquidity. Anyway, CBOT, in a recent post by the CBOT dev, they revealed there was a similar deal to Baby Shib where NJ PETA asked for a percentage of the supply and promised to onboard influencers as well. Sound familiar? PETA eventually left the chat and NJ supposedly deleted the message history. I reached out to Icarus, who then provided me with 5 wallet addresses the CBOT team had sent tokens to, similar to before. Majority of tokens were dumped within 1 to 2 weeks afterwards. Nowhere in their shield tweets did either Trader NJ or Petabyte disclose they were compensated with a percentage of the token supply to promote it. And this is the same accusations that BitBoy Crypto faced. I know when DZ was on the channel, he said that he thought that was incorrect, but the evidence I thought was pretty solid at the time that BitBoy had. I guess he's not BitBoy anymore, and we'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, they did not disclose it. That they didn't even say that they had a deal with him at all. What is NJ's next pick, says Trader NJ. The thread below will discuss the next altcoin I think has the potential to run to 100 million market cap. Let's just pull this up. Info below. I've been accumulating a position in CBOT. Could be a good runner up after some of the recent runs on Telegram bot coins. The revenue sharing narrative is still running hot with no signs of slowing down. Great thread, worth a read. By the way, this is Petabyte talking about Trader NJ. And by the way, they were all working with CBOT on a deal to promote it and received CBOT. They're acting like they just came across this. This is extremely dishonest. I mean, really, really dishonest. I just don't get it. Why do people keep falling for this? thing is, CBOT has officially migrated from being a micro cap to a low cap, and it's on a journey becoming being a mid cap. We're just getting started. Now we're talking, and by now we're talking means I'm about to dump. CBOT, interesting project, sir. CBOT, looking like a great play. Always a great play for you guys, obviously. Sure was. It's clear their strategy here is deceptive here, as they act like they were not compensated by the projects. Yes, act like they bought into the projects themselves. They did not. Use other influencers' name to get a percentage of the supply. Like, it appears that these other guys never actually got any of that supply, although that's not super clear from the evidence, but it does seem to be that they're the ones who ended up getting it. So actually, I guess I see. Now he does have a part 2 that includes Trader, SD, and EXO and their involvement. But the important thing, here's the sources, here's the wallets. He does have part 2. If you guys want to read part 2, I recommend looking into it. It's very interesting about how that influence works. So I think it's really kind of important to share. Like, when I first got into YouTube, I actually came as a personal finance YouTuber, and I found that when I talked about my crypto stuff, people were far more interested in it. So I just sort of transitioned into talking exclusively about crypto, but I still take a personal finance mindset and a journalist mindset, which means I'm always skeptical. I always come to things with a skeptical point of view. Now, that doesn't mean cynical. The people that just say crypto is all scams, that's cynical. That's like, I can't even conceive of the idea of there being any value here. I am uninterested in nuance, and I just think everything is bad. That's not how you should be, but you shouldn't be like, oh, all this stuff is great. There are no scams in crypto, because there absolutely are. And since it's new, it means the new part is usually when the worst scams occur, because we haven't developed defenses against them. So when I started my channel, I wanted to make it as transparent as possible, and I wanted it to be a source where you got real information. Now, it doesn't mean I'm going to be perfect and always get it right, but I always want to be transparent and honest. And my goal was to tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly of this stuff. I never wanted this to be a channel where I'm just like, hey, this is the greatest thing in the world, because that frustrated me personally. I got so sick of watching these videos about how easy this thing is, and then I go try it out for myself, and it's not at all easy. There's all kinds of bugs, and it's a pain in the butt, and that really frustrated me. So that's why I just do it live on the channel. Like, when I do these experiments, and haven't done one of these in a while, but when I would try out a new protocol, I would do it live on the channel and just say, like, here's what it is. This is how hard it is. Or not necessarily live, but I would just do it as part of the filming. I would film myself doing this first time, no pretext. I didn't read about it. I just came as a new person because I wanted to show you, how does this work? And I also knew right away that I had to be really, really careful about stuff like this, what I accept. And I just won't hype I won't hype a project's coin value. I'm just not going to, like, if it's just a coin, I'm not going to do that. I'll hype a project. If I think the project is cool, I will talk, not even hype, but I will accept long-term sponsors, because we build a relationship over time. I don't want like the quick, hey, here's a video on this thing. I'm not going to do that. So that's my breakdown. I think Zach XBT, he's such an important part of this ecosystem. I'm so glad that he is doing the work that he is doing. I aspire to do that kind of work someday myself. Right now, I'm happy to report on his good work, and you should go follow him on Twitter. Again, at Zach, ZACHXBT, and he's got great stuff. So check that out. Let's see. Oh, we got people. Welcome, Catlin Guzman. Happy to have you on the channel. Longtime viewer. So Lehman Bear talks Hedera, HBAR tokenomics, Hyundai, and Kia on Hedera Governing Council drop and CBDCs. Good to see you, Catlin. And Lafayette Watts says, will algo recover? Interesting. I actually had just kind of a long thing on algo and its potential recovery. So I won't just to in short, because I don't want to repeat myself again, I think it will. I think it will recover during the bull run. It's shown me in the past that the price doesn't tend to jump as well as the other coins in the ecosystem. So I'm not sure about that, but as long as we have another bull run like we've had all the other bull runs so far, and the last one is this, there's potential that we won't. There's potential that it will be severely truncated. Last one was truncated. We didn't get to where we should have compared to past bull runs. So we'll see. We'll see, but we'll see. We'll see a run up for sure. I'm relatively certain that we will have a run up of some kind. I just don't know what it will be. And algo will certainly improve from its less than 9 cents. Is it still? Yep, still is. Still under 9 cents. Just double checking the charts behind me. So that's that. Let's see. Dustin says DCA buy when you can. I agree. DCA into all your projects. And yeah, Catlin, glad you could join us today. Okay, what do we got here? Yeah, I'm going to put that all into one. And we got the Gala game lawsuits too. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Actually, you know what? I'm going to skip the BitBoy crypto stuff because I think everyone's pretty much covered that to death. But to give you guys a basic idea of what happened, Ben Armstrong, as you probably know, is the founder of the BitBoy crypto channel. His business partner, TJ, recently announced, it was crazy. I don't know, how did I even come across it? I actually came across it live somehow, and I almost never watch BitBoy Crypto's channel anymore. At least not the live stream, but somehow I came across the live stream, and it was like he got up there and he's reading this statement, and he looks super what's the word? I don't know. It was very serious, and like, I'm reading something my lawyer told me to write in a very robotic voice. And it basically said that, you know, Ben was no longer a part of BitBoy Crypto, that he had been abusive, both verbally, physically, financially, yada yada. And it was interesting because it was quite a surprise. I mean, I was shocked about this. And the last thing I had seen is Ben was in Dubai saying that he was going to take the crypto channel to Dubai. I'm guessing a lot of people didn't care for that. That may have helped precipitate this. It's funny that that's one thing no one was actually talking about. No one was talking about the fact that just before this, he was saying he was going to move the whole shebang to Dubai. I'm guessing a lot of people said, no, we like it here in Atlanta, which is where they're based out of. And he said, we like it here and we're going to stay. That's very possibly part of it. So Ben came out swinging. He made this video. Well, he was on this Telegram chat that someone recorded. So you can find copies of that where he's saying that TJ is a liar. TJ has been plotting to take over his business for a while. This is all nonsense. That he posted how he was clean of all these different drugs. Well, it turned out, I think his diet pills, he was on some diet pills, and apparently that made him a little erratic. And that's what he confirmed. He made this video with his wife and admitted that he was cheating. He had cheated on her, as well as the diet pills may have made him a little erratic. So then he came back and said that he was starting his own channel, and he seemed to be back to an adversarial relationship with TJ and the team. I know AJ, we know AJ he has not been on the channel. I take it back. But AJ, you know, we talk a lot online. I'm good friends with him because he's a big Algorand guy. And I know AJ is like, you know, still maintains a strong relationship with Ben. I'm sure that put him in a really awkward position, and I feel bad for that. DZ has been on the channel. I like DZ a lot over there. And so I wish DZ well. The rest, I don't know. I never really had they just didn't seem that interesting to me. And the whole Hit Network thing, those other videos, they weren't good. They just weren't good. Yeah, so he says BitBoy is dead. He's now Ben Armstrong. He's going to be more humble in the future. He's going to have what else did he say? He's going to be more humble. It's going to have lower production value. He's taking it back to back to his roots, I guess, if you might say. And good for him. I say what you want about BitBoy. I've been critical of him in the past, but I can't imagine someone taking FrugalBC from me. No one's going to want it at this right now, but maybe, someday in the future, 10 years in the future, FrugalBC is a big channel and I have a business partner and someone takes it. I'd be pretty ticked. That seems, there's other ways to resolve stuff like that. I don't think it's cool to kick him out of his own channel, but I don't know. Maybe he really was that bad. You've seen him lose his temper on the channel. It's not like it never happened before. So I'm like, if he was screaming at someone like that, and maybe worse, I could kind of see that. I still don't think they should lift his channel though. That seems pretty crappy. But I don't think I will ever have a business partner on this channel. I think it's going to be a solo show with maybe some contractors at some point if I grow big enough. But so that's it. BitBoy, you can check out Ben Armstrong. His channel grew pretty fast. In fact, let's see. Let me just take a look here. I guess I did kind of cover it after all. I mean, it is interesting. He is one of the bigger voices in crypto right now. So I'm just pulling this up. Well, his Welcome to Ben Nation video has 91,000 views already, which is pretty good for... I want to go to the channel. Okay, I did go. Let me just share this here. Yeah, so there's his new channel. You just punch in Ben Armstrong, you'll find it. He's already at almost 35,000 subscribers, which is a lot more than FrugalBC. I think even when I first came across his channel, he already had 6,000, but he comes from a 1.45 million. In fact, it was down to 1.44 million channel. Let's see and he was supposed to be going live today, but now he's not. I just want to see what BitBoy Crypto is up to. The end of BitBoy Crypto. Wow, I wonder what that's all about. You know what, guys? We got to watch this.
Just wanted to start a business when something surprising happens.
Today, I'm going to teach.
Welcome to Discover Crypto. Today marks the beginning of a new era on this channel. As you know, Ben had been a part of this team and this channel for many years. We recently announced his complete removal and buyout from this company. In his own words,
BitBoy is dead. BitBoy is dead. But BitBoy is dead. There is no BitBoy. There's no Bit Squad. It's over.
There's no doubt his removal will have a dramatic effect on this channel. This decision was not made lightly and had many contributing factors. Up until this point, Ben has shared his version of the story with you.
You're gonna know now, I had an affair. And it went on for a while, but the fact is that I've messed up. I can't make an excuse for an affair. Been taking diet pills, and I've been taking some steroids. I do steroids, guys. Big shocker. I take testosterone, and I take maybe some Dynabol every once in a while. It's not a big deal. And sometimes when you're in business and you're in the heat of the battle, you forget the things that are really important. What's really important are the people that are around you, how you treat them. I threatened to beat the crap out of TJ when I found out he was trying to take everything from me. I threatened him, and I did threaten him. I act a little erratic. You guys, if you've ever seen erratic behavior on my channel, it's because I've been taking those diet pills. I just think at the end of the day, my perspective of what was going on was probably not accurate.
In addition to the things Ben has shared regarding his affair, substance abuse, and aggressive behavior towards employees, I promise you there is much more to this story. We care deeply about the truth, and each and every one of you watching right now. Integrity is one of our core values here, and I do think the truth will come out in time. I don't want to say anything negative about my friend and ex-business partner right now. Please think about how you would feel in my position. I don't want to be here. I loved building this channel and business with Ben. We had a great dynamic and a lot of fun over the years. This hurts all of us.
Anybody that supports Vumio going forward, you can forget it. That thing's gonna be dead on arrival, no question about it. That thing's never gonna take off. Vumio's gonna do amazing. Vumio is gonna be the NFT platform I told you guys in the beginning. But when Vumio comes out, you're not gonna see an NFT platform that's gonna be able to touch it. There's not going to be a better platform than Vimeo. Look at Hit Network. What is Hit Network? It's a bunch of garbage. That's what it is. And I can tell you guys that Hit Network is dead. Hit Network is going to be dead going forward. All of those shows are going to be gone, 100%. All of our brands that we have are amazing.
It hurts his family on many different levels. It hurts me, it hurts our employees, and ultimately it hurts all of you. It just sucks. Unfortunately, Ben crossed several lines and forced me into a position with no alternatives. I had to take action to protect the team at Hit Network and the company. It became clear there was only one path forward. What I will say is every person here at Hit Network cares for Ben, his wife Bethany, their 3 children, and his entire family. We want to see them happy and healthy. This has been a very painful and stressful time for us here at Hit Network. None of us wanted to get the rug pulled out from under us like this. I also wanted to address some of the recent statements Ben has made regarding the environment here at Hit Network and say those statements are unequivocally false.
You're told that if you reach out to clarify and to try to get clarification on what has happened, that you're fired.
There have been no threats towards employees regarding communications with Ben. In fact, I encouraged many of our team members to reach out to Ben as a friend because we do care about him as a person.
I have family members that are in that spot over there right now. I have brothers that work for me.
This is my brother. And so like the CEO of the company has been very respectful and has like kept a lot of stuff under wraps. And I'm going to continue to do that until it all becomes public knowledge out of respect for our CEO, because he has been extremely kind to me and has reached out to me and like is helping me the best that he can. I still have a job, and he's just been an absolutely wonderful person throughout this entire process.
Everyone standing here is here on their own accord. We are a family here at Hit Network. We work hard, we love crypto, and we stand together. Join us today as we embark on a new journey to discover crypto together. We're going to learn a lot and change a lot as we grow. We'll discover new coins, we'll discover new creators, and new ways to achieve financial freedom through crypto. We love you all, and we're excited to start this new chapter. We know it's not going to be easy, and we'll need all the support we can get from you.
Well, I think you get the idea. I don't know, that wasn't as interesting as I thought it would be. Still at 1.44, so yeah, no, I just think it's it'll be interesting to see what Ben comes up with, and interesting how they're going to go forward without Ben. Me, I'm just gonna keep doing my channel and keep being honest about crypto and telling you guys what's up. So, all right. Well, I want to go through some recent Algorand news, and is there anybody anything I want to talk about in there? Okay. By the way, if you haven't hit the like button already, I'd love it if you do so. I don't think I'm going to get the Gala news today, but I think that's been covered to death too. So we talked about that. Let me just pull up. Yeah, the BitBoy thing, that was going to be much shorter. I didn't expect to come across that. I didn't expect to come across that newly updated video. So I want to talk about a little bullish news in Algorand, including one thing that's maybe not so bullish, maybe is hard to say, but I want to start off with a really positive news about C3. Now, C3 is a decentralized exchange. I believe it's meant to be like basically a Coinbase killer, but it's decentralized, not centralized, and it's going to operate with Algorand blockchain in the background, which is pretty cool. Well, this is being that said, this is really interesting. This comes from our good friend Michael Jordan. Love this guy. C3 Protocol's testnet price oracle, powered by Pyth, has already performed 1 million transactions on Algorand. What did I say in my post? Did I say 100,000? I did get that wrong. Oops. C3 Protocol's testnet, 1 million transactions on Algorand. It's only been 4 days. C3 is expected to add 10 more blockchains, all settling transactions via Algorand rails. Now, why do I think that this is so cool? I think this is going to be a really big deal for Algorand because we're going to have, you can see that looks a lot like Coinbase. It looks really familiar, very similar, and yet it is decentralized and you are trading securely with self-custody. That is a big difference from the regular protocols. Now, it's not live yet, so it does have a login with wallet, but I think you can get on the testnet. You can see Algorand down there, Avalanche, Ethereum, Solana, Polygon, Binance Smart Chain, Arbitrum. There's Algorand again, and we're back through. I think this is going to be really, really cool. Trust without compromise. Well, you don't need to trust. That is why we are reimagining DeFi to optimize for what actually matters, giving people full control of their assets without sacrificing performance. Trade trustlessly, chain agnostic, so you can connect your favorite wallet from any blockchain of choice and start trading. How are they going to do that? That's going to be really interesting. And margin funding and trading. Yeah, don't trade on margin. Just don't do it. Just don't. What the alpha has to say, I don't know if that's. They have a bunch of testimonials, but since it's not live, I'm not that interested in it. But here's what they have: Binance Smart Chain on there, Ethereum, MetaMask, Polygon, Ledger, and more. I'm hoping the more includes, and that's just a bunch of testimonials. But I like the idea of that. I think that's really neat. Next generation exchange. It looks like they're implying that there will be a iPhone app as well, smartphone app as well. So I think that is really neat. But that is not all. So we also learned that Humble DeFi. Let's stop sharing here. We also learned that Humble DeFi is now fully open source. That joins AlgoFi, that's also going open source after it announced that it's shutting down. The Oracle will be open source, so that is really, really cool. Also, Lofty AI just announced its first Airbnb property. I think this is really, really neat. Now, I've had mixed feelings. I've had some good experiences, some not so good ones. Recently learned that the external wallets aren't really working on Lofty, which is really annoying. So they canceled my order, but did not give me the funds back. I actually had to go chat with somebody to get my funds back, which is not how it's supposed to operate. It's supposed to operate on the smart contract, but apparently that's down right now. No notification on the site that is the case, by the way, but it's somewhere in a Discord, and that's supposed to be enough. I keep telling you guys, communication. It's really frustrating. But despite that, I do think this is really cool. I've had good luck with some of my projects. I've been buying the McDonald's one, which is a solid 6%. Also buying the Jackson Avenue one, which is a solid 16%. But here we go. We're excited to launch the world's first tokenized luxury Airbnb property, a townhome built in 2021, listed by a Lofty user and Airbnb superhost. Tokens start at $53, so a little bit more than usual. But I don't know. That's kind of a cool project. I like that picture. Let's just take a look here and see what it actually looks like. It said 53, but starting price now looks like actually 50. Those photos look great. That looks like a really, really neat place. And where is it? It's in Atlanta. That's right. Rental yield. That was the full yield, by the way. Go ahead, Lofty. Rental yield is 8%. Not bad, but not stellar. I mean, I would actually expect the rental yield to be a little higher on an Airbnb. Interesting that the token price went down. So now you can get them at 50. Yeah, but I think that's a cool. It's a cool development. That's the first Airbnb property that's on Lofty. So a good way to get exposure to that market without without having to get your own property and deal with all the headaches of dealing with Airbnb. That sounds like a big pain to me. These are much more passive, not guaranteed, as we've seen from our experiments. There's definitely there's a number of properties. I have 13 properties not paying right now any rent, so not perfect by any means. There's downsides. Everything is life is trade-offs. Very important principle. Now, the other thing I want to talk about, this is big because the Algorand Foundation announced that it, along with Borderless Capital, and another number of other investment firms are investing in the Para wallet to accelerate ecosystem growth. So let's dig into this a little bit more. The first step into the wonderful world of Algorand, creating and connecting with a wallet. Yeah, I agree. It used to be my algo, and that didn't go so well. But according to this, Algorand Foundation, Borderless Capital, Arlington Capital, and DWF Labs is investing in Parawallet to accelerate ecosystem growth. Now, what do they mean by that? Well, Para is an open source self-custodial wallet that allows users to store, buy, and swap on the Algorand blockchain safely. Yeah. Foundation's role is to foster the growth and adoption of the Algorand ecosystem with necessary tools, support, infrastructure, or success. Parawallet is a critical component of the ecosystem's infrastructure, so we have stepped in and accepted responsibility of stewarding it forward. Why is that? The aim is to give Para the support it needs to continue to serve our amazing ecosystem. I'm just trying to get to the interesting part. The existing core Para engineering team will continue to work on the project led by Para's CTO. H. Yigit Guler. Okay. Bruno B. Martins brings a wealth of experience in wallet architecture. Blah, blah, blah. It's important to say that we'll continue to support and promote wallets in the ecosystem, which DeFi, Exodus, Fireblocks, Ledger, MyAlgo. MyAlgo's still on that list. By the way, when's the last time they updated? We'll go back and look at that. According to this, Para will be stronger than ever before. Para is the most popular wallet. Why are they stepping in, though? At some point, well, here, what does Elder say? He's got probably nothing to see here, just another project on Algorand Rails supported by Visa. That's cool. But why are they they didn't say why it was necessary for them to step in. They say that right here. It's a critical component of the ecosystem's infrastructure, so we have stepped in and accepted the responsibility of stewarding it forward. That's very interesting. Actually, that might not be as bullish as I thought. That's a little concerning because why did they feel the need to step in? Very, very interesting. Interesting. And then the last thing, I'm going to stay on here. Hold on. And then the very last thing is that I'm having a Mitch McConnell moment here. Or a Dianne Feinstein. I don't want to offend anybody on either side. Is that Algorand naming service has announced that it's shutting down. Now, this is really interesting because Algorand naming service is the first naming service I used to get the FrugalBC.algo name. And by the way, it worked pretty much nowhere. And then later on, I met John from Non-Fungible Domains and ended up getting FrugalBC.algo from them. And then it actually worked the way it's supposed to. I was able to enter it, FrugalBC.algo, into different things, and it actually did what it's supposed to do. The other one did, as far as I could tell, it actually did not do a thing. So they announced recently that they are shutting down. And I just want to find what they said. It said, "Dear Algorand community," I can share this. Dear Algorand community, is with a mix of emotions that we announced the sunset of ANS while we had envisioned ANS to decentralize the cornerstone infrastructure for digital identity on the Algorand blockchain. We humbly admit that it has fallen short of its goals. Yeah, honestly, maybe it got a lot better. I don't really know. All I know is that I had it for a long time. It says ANS domain holders can claim back all their algos at this link. Any wallet that has ever successfully registered an ASA domain will be able to claim back the registration fees. So apparently you can actually get your registration fee back from ANS. That's bullish. And that's interesting. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I paid for a service. You provided the service. It wasn't very good. It didn't seem to work the way you said it would. So maybe that's. But if it had worked fine, I'd say, well, it's fine. You can keep them. You can keep the fees. It's not that much. You paid me for a service. I used it. I might actually get my money back because it didn't work very well. So anyway, it's algonameservice.domains /hashtag/withdraw. You can see it on the screen there, right here. I don't know if you can see my arrow, but it's right here. And you can get your money back for ANS. All right. Well, we are well over an hour. I usually go for about an hour. Everyday Algonaut says a pair would leave, it would be very bad for the ecosystem. Yeah, I agree. But also, was that something that was talked about? Like, are they planning on leaving, or did they have some problems? In other words, why was it necessary for the foundation? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm saying, what was going wrong that they needed to step in? Were they short on funding? It's not. It's pretty believable that would happen at this point, considering how many projects have shut down in the bear market. But it just makes you wonder, what are they not saying? Like, what happened at Para that they had to step in? Do you know what I'm saying? Lafayette said he didn't care about the drama reality series. Here for crypto knowledge. Well, it was a pretty short detour, so hopefully he stuck around. But yeah, and Catlin was talking about how getting back to $2 would be pretty tough. Yep. Otherwise, I think that's about it. Appreciate everyone tuning in, and once again, thanks everyone for hitting the like button. We're almost. Hey, one more. Can we get one more like? Because we're almost at 15. Almost at 15 likes on the day. I think that's a good number. So if we got one more person to hit that like button, that'd be awesome. You guys are great. I appreciate everyone who's hit the like button today, and anyone who's subscribed while watching. Appreciate that as well. And anyone who supports me, I really, really do appreciate that. Everyday Algonaut says, in my opinion, they should shut it down. They did not deliver multi-sig until now. This says that their dev team is probably not the best. Interesting. Yeah, I just found it surprising and I saw that tweet. I kind of bookmarked it and I didn't look super deep into it, and I kind of missed it on the first pass through. But it didn't really occur to me until all of a sudden I was reading through it on the channel, and I said, well, wait a minute. Why do they have to steward it? What happened? There must have been at least some leadership issues or something. Yeah, the multi-sig thing too is kind of irritating. I know what you mean. I definitely agree with that. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for everyone tuning in. Appreciate everyone. We did get to 15 likes, by the way. I appreciate that, guys. Thanks so much. Thanks, everyone, for watching, and thanks to everyone who's subscribed to my channel. Thank you to my sponsors, Non-Fungible Domains and to Taco Coin. Links are down below in the description where you can find more information about both of those. And as always, I'm FrugalBC. Stay safe out there, and I will see you